today I'm going to go over, I've already gone over the basics of it. So the main thing that you need to realize is the difference between notes and chords. Okay, a note would be if I played an E string. That's one note, right? This is one note if it's an A string, right? So a chord is a combination of at least two notes to as many notes as you'd like. So it's combining a bunch of notes together, and that creates what we call a chord. Okay. And again, I'll be doing some basic theory. I'm not a big person on theory because I was kind of a street knowledge kind of musician. I didn't learn the theory till later on, but sometimes it can really come in handy, especially for those of you who are more analytical in your thinking and you want to know that stuff. I totally get it. And I've had a lot of students who are that way and they want to know the whys instead of just the hows. So I'll definitely get into that more as we progress through lessons, okay? So the first thing, though, is I'm going to introduce you to one chord, and then if you go to the next module, we're going to be doing our very first song. So you're going to learn an entire song, believe it or not, in one module, and then we just kind of go from there. We just keep on moving and grooving. So, all right. Actually, before I continue, though, I did forget one really important thing, and that's tuning, okay? So basically what you want to do is you want to either purchase yourself one of these tuners, okay? So these tuners, you can buy them at any of your local or, your local music shops. You can even get them online on eBay and Amazon and all those different places, okay? But basically what they do is they pick up the vibration in your guitar and they can tell you if you're in tune or not. So this one here, for instance, just looks like that. And then when the tone is right, it should go green and tell me that it's in tune. Same with this one. Okay. So yours might be a little bit different. They all differ. Some guitars, again, like I said, will have the tuner on top of your guitar. But again, knowing the names of your strings are important, right? Because if you're tuning your guitar and you're going through, you're like, oh yeah, this is an A string and this is saying my A is in tune, and so forth, right? I've seen many students face-to-face live with me sit down, they're like, oh, that's wrong, and they'll be tuning up to the wrong string and the string will bust right in front of us. And it's embarrassing for them, and then we've got to change the string. So and there will be a changing string course as well, and you'll be surprised how important that is and how you could be doing it wrong if you've already changed your own string. So keep a lookout for that one too, and that will be up in a different module as well. So first thing we're going to do, though, is make sure my strings are in tune. So basically, I know you can't really see this too well, sorry about that. Got the microphone in front of us here. I'll be moving this around throughout the lessons. But this is what we're looking at. Okay, if I were to hit the E string, okay, I just want to see this a little bit too. Now that one's green, so we're good. Okay, then we go to the next one, which is the A string. Now if the A string's off, it's showing it off. Now this one is showing that the A string, actually it's showing the A string on now. If it was off, I'll bring it down just to show you. So now it shows it as flat. When something is below that middle marker, to make it in tune, it'll show it as lower. That is called flat. So as I go up, it's gone green now, which means it's in tune. If I go higher, now I'm sharp. Okay, so if it's higher, it's sharp. So I come back down until it's back in tune. Now it's back in tune. Sometimes some of these tuners are a little bit finicky. I do have a lot of my students take their cell phones or their smartphones and go on the App Store. If you have an Android, there's an awesome, and I'm not affiliated with these guys at all, but there's an awesome app, and hopefully it'll still be there when you see this video. And it's called Guitar Tuna, like the fish tuna, and it's a really, really good one. There is other ones on other marketplaces. If you have an Apple phone, there's just look up free guitar tuner, and there's a bunch of options there. Just try to find one without tons of ads, of course. But it's good to have them even on your phone in case you're at a friend's house and they have a guitar, right? You can grab the guitar and you can tune it up first before you play. But some people just rely on those as well. I tend to like this because depending on the guitar I have, they don't have tuners, and it's nice to just have it sitting at the end of your guitar. So the D is fine. G is fine. B is a little sharp. So I brought it down there a little bit, and then E. So again, these are the strings. So I'm gonna play each string. You play along with me, and see if yours is in tune. Okay. So this is low E. I should say low or high depending. It's the low tone E. It's the elephant. So if that one's lower, if it sounds lower or higher, you might want to try tuning it. Again, here's A. Here's D. Here's G. Here's B. And the last E, which is E for ears, E. I've always found over the years the hardest one to tune is the low E, the lowest tone E. And again, if you went over that with me and I went too fast, go back, pause it through each one, try to make it sound as close as possible. Check a tuner. If you have a tuner, check your tuner, make sure it's showing that it's in tune, or check your phone, and try to get your guitar in tune. It's a really good practice to get into at least once every couple times you pick up your guitar, because you'd be surprised with heat and coolness, depending on if you're taking your guitar somewhere, it can go out of tune. So you want to make sure you're always on that. So now that we've done all the tuning, you've tuned your guitar, you understand the way the guitar is, you know the names of your strings, hopefully. The last thing I'm going to show you is the very first chord that we're going to start with, and this is going to lead into the next module. So make sure that you check out that next one, because you're going to learn your first song. But basically, what we're going to learn just for today, and we're going to do things slowly, is you're going to take these two fingers, okay? Your first and your second finger. And you're going to take your second finger, and again, I teach things a little bit different, but this is my method of teaching, and this is how I'm going to do it. Take your middle finger, you put it on the second fret, which is this one here, again, 1, 2, of the A string, which is the second string down from you, okay? And you're going to put your finger just on it. You don't have to push hard right now. You're just going to lay your finger on there, okay? So that one's just sitting just like this. Second one you're going to do, you got this pointer finger just sitting here, okay? You're going to curl that down, and you're going to put it on the second fret of the D string, which is the string just below this one here. So they're both on the second fret, and they're both just sitting like this. Okay, so now you've got these two here. Now if I push down on this, and I strum from this string to this string, from the E to the E, you got that. Now that's what we call an E minor chord. Yours might sound like this. Okay? Yeah, it might sound like that. And a lot of that could be because you don't have calluses on the ends of your fingers. Over time, you'll build kind of like a hard skin on the end of your fingers, and that'll allow you to play these chords. So that's your very first chord. That's an E minor. Again, just going over it one more time. Second finger, second fret of the A string. You just put it as close to that fret line as you can. That's another hint. The closer you play to these frets, and I'm going to say a lot of these things over and over, the closer you play to the fret line without going over it, it's going to sound better. You take your first finger, you put it just below it on the 2nd fret of the D string. Okay? And you just push down as hard as you can really quickly and go. And then once you've got that, you can release. Okay? In the beginning, you might feel it a lot more. And then over time, you're going to notice that that feeling goes away. But it takes some time and patience. So we're going to go over the E minor again on the next module. And you're going to be learning your very first song. So stay tuned. I'm happy to have you guys along. I'm really excited to see some of you progress with this. And get ready, because there's some cool assignment type things that I'm going to be setting up for you to be doing as well. So if you ever have any questions, feel free to email me. And I'll put a link to my email right below here. Okay, just send an email. I may not get to you right away, but just please always in the subject line put Udemy student and then the question. Okay, and then that way I'm always aware of who's sending questions from my Udemy school. Okay, so thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys progress. I'll see you in the next module.